Hey, this is Ricky Cichlids. In this video, I want to check out the SunBurst Peacock breeding aquarium. It's an amazing aquarium, and it's got a lot of good shots of the SunBurst Peacock. This takes care of one of the viewers' requests, as well as some information that some other viewers asked about. So stay tuned for this amazing video. So look this way. So this is the SunBurst Aquarium. It will be his breeding aquarium in the future. There's already one female that's mature enough to breed. And all the females in here that he will be breeding with are from the icebreaker variant. Now, as you can see, they're going like mad after some food. And what I fed them is just 2 algae wafers. And you can see how they go at it like mad. Now, I had to come up to a decision what I do with the SunBurst Peacock. Now, I have a few other SunBursts, but this is the male that's developed the fastest, and I thought I'd use it as a breeder male. It took several months to come up with a decision to breed him with the icebreakers. I'm pretty happy about it. Now, this icebreaker SunBurst aquarium is only 27 gallons. It's a cube tank, and as you come back here and see, it's got some plants in it. It's got a sponge filter here, a fluidized bed filter that really needs more sand added to it in the heater. Now the plants, why do I have plants in there? Well, I used to have some ornamental shrimp. Had a lot of plants in those aquariums. I wasn't very successful with the shrimp, but the plants haven't died, so I'm not going to throw them away. So I usually use them in the fry, the young aquariums, the young fry or young fish aquariums. So as these get bigger, I may have to move some of them out. Now they're easy to keep. I guess Anubius and some Java fern. Now what I'm going to do here with the SunBurst Peacock is actually get about 4 different variants. What I'll do, one variant will come out. Now the genetics will be different, but it will look like the SunBurst Peacock. Nothing different, just like them. Then there will be some icebreakers, and they'll just look like the icebreakers. And then there will be some that look like the SunBurst, with mostly yellow, and it possibly could have a blue face. It will have some icebreaker coloration differences. The other variant, which there could be more than 4, the other variant will be an icebreaker variant with more yellow in it. Now, since this is genetics, there's no way for sure to determine what these fish will look like. I'm telling you, it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to having some offspring from this SunBurst Peacock. Now, this is definitely an action video. Now, when you use a sponge filter or not a power filter, when you feed the algae wafers, it can take several hours for the water to clear up. But to see this kind of action, well, they're going at it like a bunch of dogs over a tub of dog food. You know, it's worth it to feed them some algae wafers. It's good for them. All Lake Malawi fish, for the most part, like some algae in their fish food. Now I have sand for substrate. Pretty much, well, all my aquariums have sand in the substrate. And usually, unless it was from years past, the sand is just pool filter sand. It's cheaper by the pound, and the color's not bad. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not bad, I like it. Now, if you only have a few aquariums, you know, it may pay for you to get some different colored sand, different variations of what you can get. That'd be really neat. So I expect to have quite a few offspring in several months from this peacock. The first few generations that the first few broods that I have, I may not actually collect, because when the females are younger, because I'm going to be using these females. Not all of them are females. When they develop the male characteristics and start to compete with the Sunburst for dominance, I'll be moving them out of this aquarium to other grow-out aquariums or selling them. But when they breed with these females at first, there'll be just few in the brood. And there's also a chance that there'll be defects or unfertilized eggs. That happens in all African mouth breeder cichlid broods at first. The first few broods don't always go that great. So after successful tries, the babies will grow faster, develop faster, be more healthy, and there'll be more number of them per brood. As the fish gets bigger, the female fish gets bigger, they'll have more eggs that they'll be dropped and fertilized, and then you'll be able to get more per brood. So you don't want to give away your breeding females. Even if you want to try different experiments, don't give your big females away. You know, you can't really buy a lot of really big females just everywhere. So if you have some big female peacocks, save them for experiments or for whatever reason for later in the in the future. Now, as far as the water changes in this aquarium, I do them once a week. I do at least 50%, sometimes just 40, but sometimes maybe 60. It just really depends on what I think the water looks like. Now, since the fluidized bed filter, I don't ever change that out. It's always going to have the good bacteria in it. I do squish out the sponges in the old aquarium water from the water change and put them back on. It also improves the flow of water from the sponge filter. If you have a good pump, actually a pretty good amount of flow can come from that sponge filter. Now you see all the debris in the water. Like I said before, it could take up to several hours for it to clear up with the filtration system I have, but it's worth it. I like to see the feeding frenzy, and you can tell they like it. And plus, I was having a hard time getting the Sunburst out to view them, and I have many subscribers and viewers. It doesn't matter if you're a subscriber or not, but my viewers who actually took the time to comment wanted to get a better look at the SunBurst Peacock. And this is one way I could do that. Get him up here in the mix of the feeding frenzy. Now, he's actually only been in here. The reason why I'm having to feed him to get him up here, he's only been in this aquarium for a few hours. But, you know, food is powerful. It will get a fish where no other fish has gone before. It's sort of like if someone's dangling a piece of pizza around you. You may do things you've never thought of just to get that nice pizza. So if you haven't tried feeding your baby or young peacocks algae wafers, it's pretty cool to watch, as you can see here. And you can get a good amount of algae wafers for not too expensive. Now here's the Anubius. I guess recently just kind of stuck them around the rocks. You don't want to bury the rhizomes. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but there's the Java fern. They do take out some of the bad stuff out of the water. You still have to do water changes. No matter if you have the best water filtration in the world, you still have to do water changes. It replaces minerals that's used up by the plants and the fish. You know, different reasons. There's just things that needs to come out and things that needs to go back in. So if you're new to the hobby and you think, hey, I got the best filtration in the world, just remember you still have to do water changes. So if you get into the breeding hobby, the breeding part of the hobby, before you dive in, remember how many ever aquariums you have set up, you'll still have to do water changes on them. I'm at my max limit of 20. Got 20 aquariums, and you know, if I had less that were bigger, it'd probably be easier on me. You know, for some people that doesn't make sense, but it just, some of it is a mind game. But you gotta think about those things when you get into the breeding hobby. All those special fish do come at a price, but the rewards can be amazing. See, I got a fish like Sunburst probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And he's been interbred with other dragon bloods and other fish, and is now looking like he does now because of the time and effort I put into him. I actually haven't bought a Peacock Cichlid in many years because I've been doing so much breeding of my own. I keep an eye out for any special fish, but thank God that the local fish store I go to the most, they actually get most of their peacock fish from me, so that's pretty cool. So occasionally I get a different variety that I don't have. But I don't like to introduce too many new fish to my aquariums. That way I'm not bringing anything in from wherever. But they do really good at quarantining them. But like I say, it's been years since I've added fish to any of my aquariums. As you look around the screen, check out some of the other videos by Rookie Kennerly Cichlids. Thanks for watching, and let the breeding begin.